Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the Snaptain A15H 4-axis foldable drone. So we're going to look at some of the advertisements here on the box. Voice control, very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what that entails. Photo, video, altitude hold, 1 key return, 1 key takeoff and landing, headless mode, 360-degree flips, emergency stop, and trajectory flight. Not much else to look at on the box there, so let's open it up and see what's inside. Alright guys, so here's what's included in the box of the Snaptain A15H. We've got our transmitter. So looking at the transmitter right away, it's clearly labeled. Everything on here is self-explanatory for the most part, I think. We have 3 speed modes on the top there. We have our 3D flip button. We have our light button. We're able to turn the lights on and off, which is nice to conserve some power if needed. Auto takeoff, auto landing, emergency stop, your reset button, which I believe is your calibration button, same thing. Return to home, headless mode, on-off button. These 2 buttons are not used. They do seem to function, but they are not for anything. We have our trim buttons or our fine-tuning buttons here. Your left throttle stick and your directional stick. That's all there is to this transmitter. The center here pops up where you can put your cell phone in, and you'll want to download the Snaotain app, I believe, to be able to use the voice control functions that are advertised with this, and we saw that on the box. So there is an app that will need to be downloaded for that. We'll figure out what that is momentarily. So that's the transmitter, and it does take 3 AAA batteries, which I've already put in there, and there's your indicator light right there. So we'll put that aside for now. Included also in the box, we get 2 proprietary batteries. That is nice. I have to hats off to Snaptain. Not a lot of companies are providing 2 batteries. You get your 1 and then you can purchase more. Snaptain gave us 2 and I'm happy about that. We've got your USB charging plug, and that goes right here in this hole on top of the battery here. It kind of looks like it was a screw hole, but it is engraved charge right there. So you just plug that in, plug it into your USB charger, and charge away. I believe it does advertise 90 minutes. We'll get into that as well, but I think it's 90 minutes to charge these batteries up with the supplied charger. And we've got a set of prop guards here. These don't require any tools to install or remove. They've got a little tab here that you would press to remove them, and they just snap into place. We'll get to that momentarily as well. We got a bag of goodies. Let's get into the bag of goodies that was in the box here. Dump that out and see what we got. We've got, looks like a full set of props. We should have 8 halves, 2, 4, 6, 8, correct? 8 halves. We've got an extra set of screws to attach the props with. And we've got this kick-ass screwdriver that we get in the pack here. That's awesome. So happy I got that. We'll put that aside and let's see what else there. Here's the manual back here. Manual here is, well, we've got a little bit of card in there for something. We'll get into that later after we're done the video. Our manual here, just basic illustrations, black and white, packing list. I'm just trying to quickly go through here to see what we need for the app, if it'll show. Here we go. We need the Snaotain Air app. I'll be getting one for my Apple iPhone that I'm using here, but it's also available on Android. So that again is the Snaotain Air app that you'll need to use some of the functions, and obviously to use the camera on this drone. Okay, I get a little bit of a mess here, and this was pretty cool. This I didn't expect, but the manual was in this cool little canvas bag, little carrying bag for the drone was included. Nice soft interior, pretty sweet. I like that. So I've heard good things about Snaptain. Apparently they have very good customer service. This is actually the first drone that I own that is branded Snaptain. I do like that they take the extra effort to actually give you a carrying bag an full extra set of props and an extra battery. A lot of companies these days are not giving you the extra battery and only giving you a half set of props, which is absolutely ridiculous. So hats off to Snaptain for thinking of the customer. I can appreciate that. Now we're getting into the drone here. The drone itself, very light. The plastic feels like it's very well made. I am going to pull in because I do not know the weight of this drone, and I do not believe it does. I don't believe it needs to be registered. I believe it's under 250. Typically these toy grades are. We're just going to zero everything out here. We're going to stick the drone on top. We got 137 grams on the drone, and with a battery, which we need to do, 162 grams. We're well below the 250, so we can pretty much fly this wherever we want and not worry about the current regulations that are in place. So, the drone itself, we've got a little camera cover on here, and we do have an adjustable camera here. It's manually adjustable to the position you want it to go pre-flight. This is a 720 megapixel camera with 120 degree field of view. We have, obviously we can see we got the split props here, the foldable props. That's kind of nice to keep everything nice and compact. We fold out the arms, starting with the back arms there, and they lock into place. So we'll get both back arms folded out, and they lock into place, which is nice. And obviously this is another MAVIC clone. There's several of them out there, but what sets this one apart, I think, is the functions of the app. Now typically I'm just your straight up kind of guy who likes to grab your transmitter and go out and fly, but looking at this a little bit closer, the voice control is what caught my attention. So I'm hoping to test out that voice control, and I'll need the app to do that, and obviously I'll need the app to control the camera and to test out the camera. And other than that, most functions I probably won't use on the app, and I typically don't. So let's put a battery in it. Let's see what it looks like when we power it up. The battery just slips on the bottom there. Like I said, proprietary battery. It's molded to fit right into the body nicely. We have our power switch right on top here. Hit the power switch, and we've got several LED lights on here. On the very front motors, we have two white LED lights. We have two LED lights on the front of the drone here. We have an LED light, a white LED light on the top, which I would take, maybe that's to allow maybe airplanes to see it from the top down. I'm not sure how well you're going to see that from below flying the drone, but I could see that being useful maybe from top down view. And we've got two red LED lights on the back of it. So let's quickly see what happens when we pair it up with the transmitter. We'll turn the transmitter on and then up and down. Perfect. The lights all go solid. Fantastic. We're not going to fly this one indoors right now. If I do, I will be flying it at the cabinet shop, but I'm hopefully going to be able to test this one outdoors. What I'd like to do, guys, is take a look at the product description and some of the advertisements online here. We have a 720p 120 degree wide angle camera, like I mentioned. The smart voice control, this is something that I do want to test out while we're out doing our test run, and it looks like we have several options here. Takeoff, landing, left, right, forward, backward. That's pretty cool. That's maybe for the younger flyers, that might be more appealing than trying to use the transmitter. Trajectory, that's common with the Wi-Fi apps. Real-time FPV, we're not really going to use FPV, especially with without a 5G Wi-Fi connection, which this drone does not support. Altitude hold, 3D flips, gravity sensor mode, I typically don't use that. 3D view, 1 key takeoff landing, headless mode, 3-speed modes, we mentioned that, and the Snaptain Air support for Apple and Android, we will be downloading that. Other than that, they don't give us too much info, no info on the batteries, and no info on flight time, no info on range. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get this drone out, we'll give it a nice test run, we'll try to test as many functions as we can, which we should be able to get through most things, especially since we have two batteries. We're going to hopefully test the range without losing the drone. I was told maybe keep this thing in 50 meters, maybe don't try to push it too far. We'll see. We'll see how it's going when we're up in the air. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button before you head out. And remember, don't be a stranger. We'll see you on the next one. See ya.